Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new video on the channel. Today we are going to talk about the origin and mythos of the Griffin. Before we get started with the video, don't forget to smash the like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Now let's get started. A Griffin is a hybrid of an eagle and a lion. It is the superhero of mythological creatures, with enormous power, unshakable protective instincts, and a zero-tolerance policy for evil. Nobody can tamper with the Griffin. Physical characteristics. Griffins were created by combining the best characteristics of the eagle, king of the birds, and the lion, king of beasts. Their heads are derived from the eagle. They have lustrous feathers, usually brown or golden, and lethal, curved beaks. Two tufts of feathers rise from their heads, resembling lion ears. A pair of robust, feathered wings grow from their shoulders. The feathers behind the wings fade into tawny fur, and the lion's body takes control. These monsters are normally shown with eagle front legs and lion hind legs, but sometimes all four legs are lion-like. Personality. The Griffin is known as the king of all creatures, and it has the mentality to match. Regal, frightening, and above all, protective. It will fight until the end to keep evil and corruption out of its domain. In certain circumstances, rather than a piece of land, the Griffin's territory could be a valuable artifact or even a real being. They are famous for protecting valuables, sacred sites, and royal families. Their loyalty may also be observed in their mating practices. They only have one mate for the duration of their lives, and if that mate dies, they are alone for the rest of their days. Special abilities. As you can expect, the Griffin is a terrifying foe in combat. It possesses the strength of a lion and the ability to unleash aerial assaults. According to ancient historians, this beast preyed on elephants and giraffes. Therefore, it made quick work of human intruder. The Griffin's powerful body also contains mystical properties. The claws and feathers of the beast were coveted by alchemists and early physicians because they could restore sight to the blind. Griffin eggs were also prized. They were fashioned into goblets, and drinking from them was thought to extend one's life. Finally, the Griffin has a penchant for shiny objects, particularly gold. It prefers to nest in rocky places where gold seams can be found, and gold nuggets can be found dispersed about its nest. Origin. Around 3000 BC, the first Griffin sculptures appeared in Egypt and Iran. The king of all creatures gradually merged with Greek culture, with frescoes from 1400 BC depicting the beast guarding Greek building. Later, Greek natural historians such as Pliny the Elder sought to explain the form, habitat, and behavior of the Griffin. The Greeks eventually passed the Griffin on to the Romans, who popularized the fable throughout Europe. Meanwhile, the Eastern cultures that invented the Griffin disseminated its tale to other parts of the world, including India and Syria. Medieval lore. The Griffin, monarch of all beasts, was missing from every medieval bestiary. It was extremely popular, both as a symbol and as an actual organism capable of advancing science. The Griffin became a sacred emblem for both Christians and Muslims. Because the noble bird was thought to mate for life, Christians used it to reinforce Christ's prohibition against marriage. Griffins were frequently carved into cathedrals, and in Dante's Divine Comedy, Griffins guarded the door to paradise from evildoers. Meanwhile, the Muslim poet Rumi utilized Griffins as symbols of Islamic morality, and Muslim craftsmen sculpted the piece of Griffin, the largest bronze monument ever constructed during the Middle Ages. Individuals took the Griffin as their personal symbol as well. It was widely used in heraldry to indicate power and bravery. Alchemists and doctors purchased Griffin claws, feathers, and eggs for use in experiments. These were typically antelope horns, eagle feathers, and ostrich eggs. Griffin in Egypt. A griffin-like creature was discovered on a pallet from Hierakonpolis, Egypt, and was dated to before 3100 BC. According to an Aegean griffin in Egypt, the hunt, Fries et Tel El, Daba, when it was discovered, written on the pectoral of Sesostris, its eye and on ivory knives as an apotropaic beast, it was thought to be a portrayal of Pharaoh in the Middle Kingdom of Egypt. The Egyptian griffin is characterized as a hunter with the head of a falcon, with or without wings. It is seen in pre-dynastic art attacking its prey and as a mythological beast in artworks. Griffins are sometimes represented pulling pharaohs' chariots and have a role in the portrayals of various people, including XX. Griffin in Persia. A number of researchers believe that the origin of the griffin may be traced back to Persia. This belief is based on the prevalence of animals that are strikingly similar to griffins in ancient Persian architectural buildings and art. Images of the griffin, which the Persians called the sherdal, which literally translates to lion eagle, during the time of the Achaemenid Empire may be seen in palaces and other important places all around the land of Persia. These images date back to when the Achaemenid Empire was in power. It was also believed that the legendary monster acted as a protection against witchcraft and other sorts of malevolence. This was a common belief. Myths of the griffin in different cultures. The book, The First Fossil Hunters. Paleontology in Greek and Roman times suggests that a great deal of ancient mythology and folklore was inspired by the actual animal fossil remains that were discovered. It is most likely that the myths of griffins originated from relics that were uncovered in the Mediterranean region. Later on, in the archaic epic Arimaspe, the Greek poet Aristias of Proconnesus, who is considered semi-legendary, elaborated on the mythological creature. In Pliny's Natural History, he refers to them as creatures that watch after gold. The griffin is said to build a nest, and instead of eggs, it lays agates in the nest. This is according to tradition. The griffin was depicted both as a monster who slaughtered humans and horses and as a guardian of gold mines and hidden treasures. In classical Greek art, historians are under the impression that merchants and traders who had been traveling along the Silk Road, which was also called the Persian Royal Road, were the ones who introduced the concept of the griffin to the nations of the Aegean, including Greece. It was an ancient trade route that connected the capital of Persia, Susa, to the Greek peninsula at that time. The griffin makes its first appearance in ancient Greek frescoes or mural paintings at the Palace of Knossos, which date back to the 15th century. The design probably reached its height of popularity during the 6th and 5th centuries BC. Some people believe that Syrian cylinder seals decorated with griffin motifs that were brought to Crete affected the symbolism used by the Minoans. In later times, a connection was made between it and the god Apollo, as well as the goddesses Athena and Nemesis. Griffin in the Byzantine Age. The Byzantine style was influenced by Eastern styles, and as a result, the griffin started to be used as a motif in mosaics quite frequently. The stone carving from the late Byzantine period represents a griffin, but if you look closely, you'll notice that there are 4 Greek crosses located in the middle of each side. This shows that the artwork was created by Christians. Even during this historical period, Christians held the belief that the griffin had the capacity to protect wealth and serve as a symbol of authority, meaning and symbolism of the griffin symbol. While it is more likely that the griffin was inspired by mythology from several cultures, it remains a popular symbol of strength and valor, because it has the head of a falcon, a bird of prey with keen talons, and the body of a lion. The griffin was seen as a formidable monster. The beast was said to be twice as powerful when combined, a symbol of power and authority. In certain civilizations, the griffin is seen as a hunter or predator. This gives it a sense of strength and authority, a protector and guardian. The griffin was frequently pictured as a guardian of secretly buried wealth. It was viewed as a creature that warded against evil and malicious energies, providing protection, a symbol of prosperity. Because griffins are frequently shown as gold, guarding beasts, they came to be seen as a symbol of riches and status. The griffin has now been relegated to the domain of imagination, but it remains a popular figure there. Griffins appear in the Percy Jackson and the Olympians trilogy, the Spiderwick Chronicles, and the Harry Potter series. Players can pit their wits against the formidable griffin in games like World of Warcraft and Dungeons and Dragons. That's a wrap on the video. I hope you liked it. If you did, let me know by giving it a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.